The only way to stop annoying vegans. A lot of you have probably heard of militant vegans. What you might not know about is why they exist. It is a far more complex issue than you could ever imagine. However, it can be simplified to two main factors: animal ethics and climate change. The former is becoming more prevalent among annoying vegans. You've no doubt heard, or perhaps seen, the vegans who go out in public and cause disruption. To which you might think they are stupid, they are bothering us. What is the solution to this problem? The answer is to educate yourself on the reason why they are there. You'll notice they hold signs displaying a message. It could be watchdominion.com. It could be a link to a website about climate change. These issues are both important issues nowadays, as the negative impact they have on the planet is damaging for not only the Earth, but existence as we know it. With regards to factory farmed animals, have you ever considered what it's like to be in their situation? From birth, to the growing process, to their death. Could it ever be filled with joy or purpose in the world we live in today? Then, what happens after you die? Though there is zero evidence of any proof that something happens after you die, it's still concerning for the reason you could be born into another body. And birth itself is a terrifying aspect not many consider. Reincarnation, if we had to call that something. If reincarnation exists, you'd have a small chance to be a factory farmed animal, where you will undergo the agonizing industry practices every single factory farmed animal has to go through. From untreated genital mutilation to extremely disturbing vaginal insertions, being a farmed animal is hell. Whilst the other chance of being born is to be a wild animal or an insect, of which an incomprehensible number exist. This is one concept that terrifies me personally, as you are either really lucky to be a human or unlucky to be a factory farmed animal. The only way to stop that hell is to stop bringing life into it. The question then becomes, why do we care about the Earth and its inhabitants? It's because this is the only Earth we have, and the only inhabitants that may exist in this entire universe. To truly save a life, we must support each other. However, you can't get support from creating destruction and death. That's why change needs to happen. For all the hardships in your life, making the switch to a vegan lifestyle, following the philosophy of veganism, by definition of the vegan society, is hardly the worst of them. But I would be lying if I didn't say it would be the most positively impactful thing you can do to benefit the Earth and life on it. This isn't excluding humans. When it comes to addressing disruptive activism, the question isn't how can you remove them. The question is, how can you help them? When an issue is brought to our attention, the best thing we can do is apply critical thinking and try to understand it. In order to truly rid ourselves of this type of disruptive activism, it means you have to change. The more people do disruptive activism, the better, since it supports the cause. It creates change. There is a saying that I've heard going around, saying you can tell the positive impact you're having on the world by the amount of haters you get. It's true. For every interaction you have on social media and in real life with these so-called militant vegan activists, the more you support their actions, it's actually supplying them with more power and more motivation to continue that activism. That's why when there is hate, there is more power to the activist. People have likely heard of that vegan teacher. The attention she gained from her famous TikTok videos only served to turn more people vegan. There is another saying that is rarely said: think before you do. I know that can apply to that vegan teacher as well with regards to her video on the N-word, but that is irrelevant. Thinking about something, trying to understand it, is far more powerful than looking at it and acting rashly. That is why I can't disagree with everything that vegan teacher says, and likewise why you as a human being cannot be rash with these topics. By the time the entire planet has gone vegan, or most of it, this disruptive activism can stop. Social change comes with acknowledgement and understanding. You can end some of the biggest moral and climate issues today by choosing a vegan lifestyle. This isn't even going into details about the health benefits of a plant-based diet. Of course, I may be entirely wrong about this topic, and so may others. We make the correct conclusion by understanding and applying critical thinking, and lastly being honest with yourself and others. This is why I criticize that vegan teacher. This is why I criticize and doubt myself. Until someone can form a rational argument for or against the topics we bring up, about animal ethics or climate change, there won't be change. Remember, the choice you make at the end of the day decides if you want the earth to live or if you want the earth to die.